Press ups, you're not going to press someone from your chest to like that. The movement that you do is just short and explosive, and that's what we do on the press up. Same with the pulse. You don't pull someone from there all the way in. It's like little snatches. So we're trying to replicate that with the reps that we're doing. So all the bodybuilders out there, we're different. We're doing different stuff to what you're doing. We ain't trying to build no big useless muscles. We're trying to keep it relative to what we do.
So as you just saw, that was Tom Aspinall, the heavyweight champion of the UFC, commenting on how bodybuilders have big useless muscles. Now, to an extent, I definitely agree. Because when it comes to most bodybuilders that are just training to get bigger muscles, or you're just a person who wants to get aesthetic, you are likely kind of on the spectrum of being pseudo strong, not like extremely strong because you're not really training for that, but you're trying to train for like, you know, that aesthetic, you know, trying to train for that, you know, look. Now, you're probably thinking, you do gym, you're one of us, kinda, because I've been doing martial arts since I was 6. It's kind of what got me into the gym in the first place because I wanted to be a better fighter. Oh, how did that go? So wrong. But when it comes to MMA, I do MMA currently, and I do strength and muscle building training. Now you're probably thinking, but doesn't that make you a good fighter? No. Literally my coach, which is part of Team GB, could probably throw me around like a rag doll, and he's, what, a lot smaller than me? He's like slightly shorter as well. And yeah, it would fuck me up any day of the week, any time, anywhere. And that's the whole good thing about MMA, is because regardless of who you are, you probably could get skilled enough to the point where you could defend yourself. And that's why I like MMA. I can defend myself. I have that confidence in myself that I can defend against whoever may seem to hurt me. And yes, muscles look intimidating. And I think I saw a reel, I can't remember, but I won't have it here. But it was like, I'd rather be dangerous than look dangerous, which in a way is correct. But I suppose I don't do muscle building to look intimidating. I do it for my own happiness because, you know, I like looking good. I like lifting. That's my passion, as well as MMA. I like, you know, learning new things. I like, you know, fighting. That's the kind of fit person I am. And I believe one of my friends at the gym said, oh, I'd rather look dangerous than be dangerous because no one will actually attack me, which is kind of bullshit because I'll be honest, even like looking like this, I've had a couple comments this is outside, like from people saying, you want to go. Yeah, I may have got more when I was smaller, but when it comes to actually being dangerous and looking dangerous, I'd say that goes hand in hand, because if you look dangerous, like Tom literally looks, I won't pick a fight with him any day of the week, and you are, which he certainly is, and that would keep people away, of course, because in this world there are people that are awful human beings and try and hurt you, which is the unfortunate side of things. And that's why I do MMA, to defend myself. But I do the strength and bodybuilding for my own personal, you know, happiness. And I don't think anyone should be offended by what Tom has said, because literally it is true. If you just have big muscles that don't really have much purpose, you'd get fucked over by probably you know, like Bradley Mine saying, I'm 260 though, I'm 260. He'd get ragdolled by a 145 pound like MMA fighter. I'll be honest. Even a boxer could probably be the shit out of Bradley Mine. But when it comes to, you know, strength and bodybuilding and all this, it's the main thing that's made me better at MMA in regards to that kind of realm is just my strength. Like I'd say I have decent strength, and it does help when I'm up against someone that is slightly weaker than me. And if I have, you know, technique. Like, if I was similar level to this person, but they're weaker than me, I'd probably have the upper hand. And yeah, that's where like MMA becomes so varied, because literally anything can happen. You could either be more skilled, more strong. It's like a 50-50. But don't get offended by what Tom has said, because I don't know if I saw like a few comments underneath his post saying shit about, you know, him as a person, but I seriously like Tom. I think he's a great UFC fighter, and yeah, I agree. A lot of people have big useless muscles and think they're solid sometimes, and then get cracked by someone like 5'3", which is embarrassing. But try not keep your ego, you know, because I know a lot of people who have egos. Just keep it to yourself. And I'm fairly humble in knowing that I'm not a great MMA fighter by any stretch of the means. I'm also humble enough knowing I'm not the strongest person in the world, you know. And that's where you gotta be more humble, because regardless of who you are still human. You can, lack of a better word, you know, be deleted from God's server, and you're not better than anyone else. So, but anyway, I just wanted to chat about that, because I believe a lot of people take offence to fighters saying, "Oh, I'd beat you up," which, yeah, I get it. A lot of fighters can be a bit yappy, like, "Oh, I can beat you up. I can beat you up, bro. I do a sport that you have never done in your life." Yeah, true. I agree. But yeah, as a person who comes from both worlds, I agree. But it's also other people's choice to, you know, look a certain way, and that's completely fine. And I'm pretty sure Tom would agree. But anyway, we'll be getting into chest, arms, and legs. So no MMA footage, don't worry, because you probably see me get absolutely ragdolled for like 20 minutes in sparring, which isn't really the most pretty thing for me. But anyway, we'll get straight into the gym. Science-based lifting in its primal form. Oh yeah, got a cuff and everything. He likes being cuffed to the bed for real. He likes being dominated. I mean, look at all that wet patch on his back. You know where that's from. Right, starting off with you know, bench press, doing 105 for 2 on tempo, and then going down to 95 tempo, pretty easy. Yeah, looks pretty good. No arse lifts, so we're looking fairly strong. So, but anyway, focusing more on like keeping constant tension throughout the movement. Now I've like kind of figured out how not to release my arse off the bench a lot, and you know, trying to keep my feet steady on the floor and constantly push through the movement. I mean, when it gets to singles, it'll probably be way easier, because it's literally just one rep and then that's it. But still needs to be like, you know, implemented in, and, you know, put in my mind that I need to keep constant tension throughout the movement, which I believe tempos are quite good for, you know, trying to activate that part of my mind, you know, that monkey brain, to just keep my feet on the floor, just power through it. But yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed a bit of the, you know, Tom Aspinall section. Lovely guy, what can I say? But yeah, getting stronger so I can become better and look better. What can I say? But anyway, we're on to incline press next. Oddly enough, it only recorded one set. I did like 2, I believe. But yeah, incline went fairly well, did 90. I'm actually getting quite strong at that now, so like I'm finally building up my strength back, and, you know, I'm pushing through. So it's looking fairly good, and yeah. Now on to skull crushers, doing 54 kilogram. Yeah, looking very, very good. I have my spotter, Mr. Piss Stain himself, with the oversized tee that makes him look like, you know, one of them girls that just like tuck it in the back, where they just show the glutes, you know.
He's a big Bowie Latina, trust me. Deep down he is, even though he's Polish. But yeah, triceps getting nice and strong. And yeah, hopefully this continues because I really want strong, big triceps and a bigger bench press. So hopefully it will all translate, because what's funny is my skull crusher hasn't gone down since my rotator cuff injury. So I suppose my tricep strength has just like kind of, you know, maintained itself, but I think the rest of it needs to, you know, start to pack up now. So hopefully we'll be getting into those big number categories. So, but yeah, we will be going straight into, you know, lateral raises and stuff. So yeah, lateral raises, pretty easy. Not gonna lie, just getting through those. I don't particularly like any like dumbbell movements, just primarily because it just doesn't, you know, kind of, because I've always done like, you know, when it comes to shoulders, lateral raises with, you know, cables, and I feel like that's probably my best option, especially because, you know, it's working, you know, it's not much to really complain about, because I feel like my shoulders are fairly, you know, a good part about my physique, and yeah, they're not really a weakness, shall we say. And I don't believe in all this, you know, whatever people do. I can't remember what it is, but people do a bunch of, you know, cuff activities. It's honestly quite stupid, if I'm being honest, but I mean, just have a good wrist on you, let's be honest. Stop being a pussy. But anyway, we'll be going on to biceps. You know, try to get the biceps nice and swole, so Janine might want your pole. You get me? But yeah, incline. Well, not incline. It's cable curls, but essentially working from the front, trying to, you know, activate certain heads of the bicep. You know, try and hit the bicep from different angles so it inevitably grows, because the bicep has two heads. And yeah, I feel like my biceps are probably my more dominant out of the tricep and bicep, but hopefully in the near future my arms get bigger and stronger. So that is the hope, and that is the size of the prize. You get me? But yeah, pretty decent sets, you know. And then moved on to hammer curls, which you'll see here. Trying to get that, you know, brachialis, trying to thicken up the arm, and a bit of the bicep too, because, you know, this curl at the end of the day does your bicep. And yeah, I feel like my physique's coming along in recent times, so yeah, hopefully it continues to grow. Hopefully, you know, I start getting bigger, stronger, stuff like that, because yeah, I do want to be big and strong. Like I said in the video, I also do MMA, so if I get bigger and stronger, then that's just only a benefit. And yeah, I feel like when it comes to just like training in general, it depends what you want to go for, because a lot of people are training for different things. I'm training to, you know, be big and strong, as well as be a good fighter. So yeah, choose what you want, I suppose. But yeah, we'll be moving on to forearms. So I do these in like quick succession. It's to improve my grip, but also it does help with my forearm growth. It's like you know, wrist curl. Is it wrist curl? Like some wrist curl thing, and it's I'd say it's fairly effective. You know, I've definitely felt a change in my grip. I've felt, you know, it be stronger, be more grippy, as it will. You know, get grippy grippers out. But yeah, all looks good. We'll be going on to posing, which I'm fairly very happy with my posing in this, because I mean, look at that. Look at my shoulders, look at my arms. They're looking quite nice. You know, I no longer look like a skinny femboy or whatever. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, the physique so far. Still got a way to go, but yet again, that's everybody. But yeah, we'll be moving on to leg day, starting off with 160 horse squat for 2, and then going down to 150 for 2, and yeah, fairly successful, you know, squats and the like. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty distracted by someone talking to me, but you know, we move. It was a lot harder than it needed to be, but yeah, that's just because someone was trying to make me laugh, and yeah, you can see I'm in such pain right now. But yeah, it's looking pretty good in terms of, you know, strength and stuff. I mean, horse squat I definitely do struggle with a lot more, because you know, it's just getting that bottom position and everything. So hopefully I'll be squatting 220 by the end of this block, and I'll be very, very happy if I do. So you'll get to know, and yeah. But anyway, we'll be going on to RDLs, which will do 160, which is quite good, you know. And for those who think I'm ego lifting or whatever, because I've had comments like that, like, you're not using your hamstrings. Yes, I am. I'm literally using my hamstrings to get the weight up, and also I'm using my posterior chain, because, you know, my muscles will activate throughout the movement. But yeah, RDLs make me stronger, stiff, basically stiff leg deadlifts, RDLs, without touching the floor. And yeah, I enjoy them, and I'm getting pretty strong on them, so I definitely say it's working. But anyway, Bulgarian split squats, yeah, this time using my wrist wraps, because I was like, my grip keeps giving out, and also my you know, stability is not that great, but yeah, it just like helps and stuff to get a bit more, because I felt like on this day I really needed to get more, you know, reps in. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, tighten them up and then just go for it, you know. But in the end, it was pretty decent. You know, Bulgarians, they stretch out my hip flexor, they help with stability and stuff. But in the future, I might be going to, you know, Smith machine, just primarily because well, I do want strength as well. So I could potentially just do a couple warm-up sets of just some no weight whatsoever, you know, Bulgarians, and then go into my weight ones. So, but yeah, anyway, onto leg press, single leg press as usual. Yeah, I'm not really progressing with the strength on this. It's just like I'm trying to, you know, go past failure and stuff, and I don't know what about it, but I was just like not feeling it today, or on this day, shall I say? And yeah, it just wasn't like really working, and I do feel like my legs are a bit of a weakness and stuff, but yet again, that's everybody. But I do have very, very long femurs, hence why I squat in a sumo stance, because it's more comfortable for me. And it takes a long time to build muscle, you know, across my quad and stuff and hamstring, because how long my femurs are in comparison to my other bones, you know, where the calf is, and that kind of below the knee. Basically, I have very stubby, you know, legs in a way. But yeah, I do question sometimes how the fuck did I even reach 6 feet tall. But yeah, it's looking good in terms of strength. It's just like, you know, I would like the aesthetic of having some bigger quads and stuff, but that comes with time. I mean, you know, all these guys that don't train legs because they're so insecure about their winky, at least I'm out training them, because, you know, if you just have a small penis, it's gonna still look small even if you have big legs, let's be honest. And yeah, would you rather have someone say, damn, those are big, or damn, those are small, you know? At least she gets to say something's big down there, so you get to flex anyway. So do your fucking legs, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we'll be going on to hamstring curl straight afterwards. Yeah, essentially just going through the movement, and yeah, training as hard as I can. You can see a bit of the quad there, you know, flexing and stuff. But I can't really judge on my hamstrings because I don't think I have the body fat to actually judge them. But I can definitely like feel like two of the heads in the muscle, and yeah, I'd say that's quite decent because, you know, like whenever I flex my hamstring, I can feel like at least 2 heads, which for my body fat is quite decent, but you know, but training hard, you know, to get those things in order, and you can tell I look like I'm about to shit myself, or, you know, I'm having a very great time with a woman, but that will never happen because I'm in the gym 24/7. Women, only distraction. You need to get bigger, stronger. Yal, quotes by Arnold. But yeah, hamstrings. I think they're growing. You know, you can't really judge sometimes because you have to be extraordinarily lean to see hamstrings. But yeah. But anyway, onto adductors. You know, getting the support muscles nice and strong. In the support muscles nice and big as well, because I do squat in a sumo stance, therefore I do need the adductors to be quite strong, and yeah, even though I do max out the machine, I try and get more reps and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean the machine's thing is like what, 125 kilogram, but I don't think it equates to that many kilograms. I think it's only like half, or, you know, something. But hopefully I get to max out and just wreck the shit out of it, you know. Basically just closing my legs multiple times. Sounds a bit sus, but you know, yeah, just building the adductors, building those, you know, thigh, like, you know, big thighs. But yeah, it all comes in due time anyway, because I've only recently done adductors, because I do want to get stronger and bigger, so by doing adductors I might get stronger and bigger. But anyway, after this we're going on to leg extensions yet again. Single leg yet again, you know, for quads. But yeah, it was pretty good. Got the, you know, rectus femoris muscle and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much leg day and chest and arm day done. And hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.